Tom Rogers at Schmooze News and Reviews. Real quick, I saw part of the acceptance speech that Kamala Harris made at the Democratic National Convention. Again, I really hope that the troublemakers that tried to take down the Israeli consulate in Chicago are headed out of town. I really do. I don't want to see them unleash themselves on Jewish communities in Rogers Park and in Skokie. Trust me, the prediction of violence, I take no pride in that. Everybody saw that there was violence coming. Thankfully, it wasn't as bad as we were fearing. But one thing about Kamala, her knowledge of history is silly, okay? And I'm going to go back. A great book, or at least if you can find this guy's snippets in the Washington Times and whatnot. I think he's dead already. But I used this in one of my history classes when I was an adjunct at Warren College in Cicero, Illinois. It was a guy named Ewan Pacepa. This was one of the things that I gained by being married to a Romanian, because she gave me this book, and I read it. It was one of the greatest books I've ever read. It was very, very neutral history. And he was the head of the Securitate. He was the equivalent of a three-star KGB general. When he defected in 1977, it took 3 years for the CIA to debrief this guy. I mean, basically, Ceausescu and his wife Elena needed about 3 days, I think, of new depends, because the whole city of Bucharest was shut down. But the reason that I mentioned this guy is he knew Yasser Arafat. He knew Muammar Gaddafi. He was flying all over the Middle East. At this time, Ceausescu was trying to upstage the momentum for Camp David and to try to broker a deal. And what essentially he tried to convince, or I should say, Ceausescu tried to convince Arafat of, was that he should declare a government in exile, and who would probably get an award from Bruno Kreisky, the then Jewish Chancellor of Austria. He said it would never work. He said, my people aren't that way. They're not that way. Okay? And we can see the general failure of the Palestinian Authority, and now you see Hamas, and there are just dynamics within the Palestinian populace that are just not going to work. Okay, again, Kamala, you don't live here. You have no idea about the intricacies, the shades of gray, and all of this. You don't understand the cultural differences between Palestinians in the West Bank, Palestinians in Gaza. There are differences amongst Palestinians within Gaza, okay? And the complexities of what's going on in Lebanon. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're talking out of a certain part of your body. I'm going to be polite because I want this to be family friendly. After all, my last name is Rogers, Mr. Rogers. But besides not promising a chicken in every pot, you also are talking about something you have no idea about. And most of the handlers of Biden, and trust me, he couldn't fall upstairs or downstairs or fall in the toilet without somebody telling him what to do. And I'm going to revisit who some of his handlers are in the Senate. I was commissioned with one of them. Maybe I'll revisit an interview that I had with Tamar Yona on the Israel National Radio, News Talk Radio. Okay? Thank you. Have a good weekend. Bye bye.